Hey guys, it's West here, back with another episode of From the Crumbs. I've got plenty of stuff to talk about today, plenty of progression stuff, so I guess we'll just hop right into it. Small refresher for those of you who don't remember, I did get the daily pack 1 and 2 so that I was able to have more crystals to spend on refills. And so I had a lot of crystals to farm up until the TOA reset, which happened somewhere in between the last episode and this one. And I did farm through TOA. I farmed through TOA normal 100, summoned all those, and farmed through TOA 59 so far. TOA 59 is really annoying because my Manchura just has a 100% crit rate, even though his crit rate's only 22%. So if you want to know a great nuker, apparently Manchura in TOA hard is the most amazing nuker because he always crits whenever he does an AoE. So that floor's a little bit annoying, but I'm just going to push right through that. It's no big deal. So I am getting those crystals every day. I got the crystals from TOA normal. I did the TOA normal summons. I kept my hopes low because I know it's unrealistic to hope for anything huge. I did, however, pull Kamoon. Super excited to pull him. He's going to be used on Guild War defense. And yeah, there's not too much to say about him. You know, just gonna make him fast and super tanky, really really high HP if I can. Try to get him up to 30k HP. And so that's what happened with my TOA. Other than that, summon wise, we haven't really pulled anything of note. I want to talk about a new 6-star in my box. So this is a really fun story. I did build up this Tark. Don't pay attention to his stats. Um, it was Saturday, so I had a double XP booster that was about to run out, and I was thinking, I've been trying to do this Dragon's B10 speed team prep for a while, which is why I built up Stella, which is why she's getting all my, as good of runes as I can give her, really fast, really high damage. And so I've been preparing for Dragon's B10 speed team, and I realized that, the two key components of my speed team are going to be Tark. So my speed team, if you guys haven't been on my stream, is going to be Vertihil, Stella, Tark, Galleon, and that's going to be my speed team. It should be around 130 once I get the runes that I want to. I have a whole sheet of paper plus a few note documents filled with the stats that I want for my units, and I'll go over that further when I get closer to it and when it becomes more realistic that I'm going to be able to do that. But there's stat thresholds I'm trying to hit on everything. It's not even minimum stats. It's like these are going to be amazing stats, and I need to hit it before I can really sink anything big into this team. But anyways, I wanted to have the monsters 6-starred, max skilled, and ready. And so I look into my box. I thought I had 5-star to Tark on this account so far. I had nothing. I had no Hellhounds. I had no Hellhound skill ups or anything of the sort. And so I burned through about 300 crystals and about 1,000 or more unknown scrolls. So you can see I'm at 0 unknown scrolls because I was summoning every single unknown scroll I could trying to get Hellhound skill ups. And using the double XP and about 300 crystals worth of grinding in Fame and Hell, I was able to 6-star and max skill this Tark, and able to 5-star and max skill this Tark. So this Tark is not too far away from being 6-starred as well. I do have, I think one or two. I have one 5-star fodder, a ridiculous amount of 3-star max Rainbow Mon, all ready to be 4-starred, so I can use a 4-star max level to make more 5-stars to 6-star that Tark. And so that second 6-star Tark is on the way, but I thought it was crazy. I had no Hellhounds and no Tark, and I went from a 2-star Water Hellhound to a 6-star it was maybe within 8 or 9 hours of straight grinding. I did take a break in between, so I didn't get the full 12 hours worth of XP grinding, but I did have to take a break to do some stuff, and I was still able to get my Tark to 6-star, so that was crazy. I can't believe I was able to do that. And yeah, that was pretty exciting. So now I have a Tark built up in 6-starred, ready for Dragon's B10. And I just realized how many 6-stars I have. I have 16 6-stars on this account so far, so it's feeling pretty good. We're really feeling like we're getting well into mid game. I did upgrade my Vertihil a little bit. You'll see that he is about 30 speed faster, maybe a little bit tankier. His crit rate's not 100%, which is really annoying to me. I don't have a better rune that has enough speed for him, so the Verd speed in my Speed Dragons B10 team is going to have to be about 200 or so, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. I'm still screwing around with that speed tuning. That's all going to depend on the speed of my Tarks later. Of course, Galleon's getting prepared too, so I'm trying to get some accuracy subs on him. His HP is high enough to go into dragons. I wish his defense was a little bit higher, even though has elemental advantage, just for a little bit more security in my runs, and possibly even more speed too. It kind of sounds ridiculous, but I'd like a 250 speed Galleon, just because I want to know that he's going to be able to consistently land everything, and he's going to get enough turns to really do what he needs to, especially not on violent. So my mirroring service just crashed. I was in the middle of saying my monsters are all going to be insanely fast, or what I would consider insane, like over what normal Summoners War players would put their speed at. And what I mean by that is I am going to overspeed all of my units, since they're not going to be on any violent sets. All my units are going to be on swift sets, except I think everyone's going to be on a swift set. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's going to be on swift sets, so the rune requirements are pretty high, and getting those runes is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm hoping to get like a 250 speed Galleon, around a 240 speed Stella. I would like my Tarks to be around 220, 230. Usually people want them to move last, but I do want my Vertihill to move last, and I want my Vertihill to be around 200. So all my units around that speed with the Vertihill lead should be fast enough to really plow through this dungeon. Not to mention all my units are going to have, as high of attack and crit damage as I can give them, still having these other stats. The big thing is going to be Stella. Stella's just really hard to rune up with high damage, high survivability, and still get the high accuracy as well. And so that's what's going on with my Dragon Speed 10 speed team prep. That's why I 6-starred that Tark, and I'm working on the next one. I pulled some other units out of my box: the Water Ninja, Chilling, Yaku the Water Imp, and Emma the Water Neostone Agent. Those are monsters that I'm thinking about awakening and using for guild battles. Funny enough, those are also monsters used in Dragon Speed 10, but probably won't worry about them. I do want a 6-star Hua and Rukuni eventually, because they have crazy usability. And today is the Wind Day, so I am going to try to awaken as many of these 5-star Wind Nat 5s that I haven't been using as I can, because I really feel like I'm not utilizing enough of my monster box. I realize, the things that I'm doing are because I don't want to speed ahead of where I'm at progression-wise, and I don't want to force myself into an area of the game that I'm not ready for. But I feel like I need to rune up some of these monsters so that I can have more contribution in Guild Wars and Guild Siege, because I feel like I'm very lacking there, and it's kind of bothering me. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that. I'm not going to, of course, put my best runes on them because there's no reason to. So the other thing that happened recently is I've been building up transmog pieces for a while, or shape-shifting stones. So you get about 3 every day or two. In farming, or 3 to 6 in farming, or at least that's what I get a day. Sometimes I get a little bit more, sometimes I get none. And anyways, over time I've built up to 100 pieces, or I got up to 96. And I do some a little bit of RTA in the free time. I don't show you guys because it's really not anything pretty to watch. My team is really nuker heavy most of the time. A lot of times I bring in my Vero because people underestimate my Vero's runes. They're currently on Mav, but my Vero gets up to like 240 speed, 243 speed or whatever. And so they don't really expect him to be as fast as he is. So usually my Vero can catch people off guard. And that's how I get some of my wins. I got up to like Fighter 2, Fighter 3 in RTA, so it's nothing impressive. And I don't think it would be that interesting to watch anyways. But that's what I did. I played a little RTA. I had enough points built up so I could buy 5 shape-shifting stones. And I gave the transmog to Faye, because Faye is like such a goddess for me in terms of arena right now. I wouldn't be able to get up to around Fighter 3 without her speed lead and her damage she does. Her damage is ridiculous. She hits 22k when she ignores defense and crits with attack buff. And on defense broken monsters with attack buff, when she crits, she'll hit about 10k per hit on her 3rd skill. So she does crazy damage. Again, her runes are not good at all. She has the like crit rate and okay crit damage, I guess. But her speed is way too low, her attack is way too low, and her HP is not even existent. So it doesn't even exist. So I want her HP to be around 25,000 just so she has some survivability, because when Faye's utility really shines is when she lives long enough to take a hit or two, maybe 1 or 2 hits, so she could revenge proc, so she gets an additional turn, because she's got that strip, she's got the defense break on 1. Not to mention eventually my Faye is going to be used in raids, in Necro, and of course she's going to be used in Guild War Arena and even RTA and Guild Siege in the meantime. So I am going to be prioritizing her runes. The problem is if I put her on, when I'm putting her on Fatal, I need to really give her the best runes I can. I'll show you her runes again. They're not really great. This is my slot 2, only because it's 6-star and it has crit damage and attack. I wish it would have something else. It's got flat HP and defense, which is kind of nice for tankiness. This rune is very mediocre. It's a 5-star rune, but it has the crit rate I needed for her. Let's see. I've got this rune, but it's got no speed and it's got no anything else. I need HP on it or something. This rune's fairly decent. It's missing speed though, which is a big theme you're going to see on all my runes in terms of fatal runes. This all around, this is a 5-star rune that just it's really bad. And so with Faye, it's like I need around 200 speed for her to really do what I want to, because in arena she still gets cut by a lot of monsters. And even though I have a fairly high defense success rate for being in Fighter 2, Fighter 3 most of the week, Faye still, Faye could still get a lot better. And I feel like if she was around 200 speed, I'd actually have more successfuls in offense and defense, because a lot of times, you can expect people around Fighter 2 to have around a 270, 280 speed Bernard or faster. Same goes for their Chloe. And if they have a speed lead, it's really dicey on whether or not I'm going to get the first turn. So also I'm working on my Bernard speed, because, the faster he is, the faster I'm going to be, my team's going to be, because he'll go first and whatever, do the attack bar increase. So that's it for Faye. That's why I gave her the transmog, because she's amazing and I use her everywhere. I was considering giving it to Galleon because I've got 2 other Galleons that I plan on building, but Galleon already looks pretty cool, and he hasn't been as game changing or as eye opening for me gameplay wise as Faye has been, because Faye's kind of opened my eyes to Stella and building the Tarks and changing the rune sets in some of my monsters. Also, a side note on Despair runes, I'm not really liking Charlotte, which is why I'm trying to find a way to take her out of my team as soon as possible. She does okay damage, and she's an amazing monster. Don't get me wrong, I don't undervalue my Charlotte. The thing is, she feels like she's got a lot more utility than she does damage. And her damage output, and I know I don't give her the best runes. I had her on a Fatal Blade set at one point. Her damage just isn't there the way I want it to be. And so eventually Poseidon is going to be getting rune priority over her in terms of a Despair Blade set. Because I really want Poseidon to be able to deal damage in addition to having his utility and be really fast. The only problem would be I use Poseidon a lot in TOA, and I'm not sure whether or not I would want to take out Poseidon for Charlotte in terms of a utility monster. Because even though Charlotte's a little bit faster and has the inbuilt accuracy, I believe, yes, so does Poseidon. Never mind. So the multi-hits from Charlotte might actually end up screwing me over in some of the stages, which is why I feel like it's a little bit dicey. But Poseidon has good multipliers. He deals really good damage in terms of what I've seen, and his base stats are extremely high. You could compare them to Charlotte's and say, okay, they're very similar, but in terms of his multipliers, Poseidon puts out a lot more damage. So I don't know. I'd like to put him on a damage build eventually. So that's just runes that I'm paying attention to and collecting for right now. Hraesvelg hasn't changed. Bella hasn't changed. None of my other supports have changed besides Vertihil. I'm always looking for runes upgrades for Stella. Stella has my top Swift Blade set in terms of the runes I'm going to be giving her. So on rune removal day, I'll talk about this more, about the order in which my monsters are runed, because I do have a priority list, and depending on where they're used in the game, how often I use them, and what they need to do for me and the rune requirements, that's how I basically decide how I'm going to rune up different monsters and in what order. There's nothing else to really talk about in terms of what I was trying to get across is I don't plan on going into dragons anytime soon, at least until my speed team is ready. And I think that's going to be the end of March. I think the end of March is going to be around when I'm ready to really push into dragons in terms of runes. I will be spending all the crystals I have constantly farming Giants B10 every day. So hopefully I will get the runes. The drops always come in time, so I'm going to be trying my best to do that. Other than that, like I said, I'm going to be working on some more Guild Siege comps, because I feel like my contribution in Guild Wars isn't high enough, or not as high as I would like it to be. I've been powering up a few runes, nothing too big, and I would like to get better runes. Man, our mirroring service has really decided that the video is over. So I'll wrap it up really quickly. Just as a summary, I'm trying to run up my Dragons B10 team. I'm trying to improve my Giants B10 team. I would like to get sub 1 minute if I can. I don't have any Lucians. Oh, as a side note, I did do summoning stone summons for Lucians, 5 stones. Absolutely no lightning on any of the accounts. And I think I summoned an accumulative 20 something, 26, 27 stone summons between all the accounts, and I got absolutely no lightning, except for 1 lightning on an alternate account which got a water ninja, I guess. But it was fusible, so it wasn't super exciting. That's it for the update. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions on my progression or you need a little help with yours, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, it's West again. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more.